Why does it take 5 stages to leave a narcissist?
Do you remember that moment? The moment you knew something was wrong? That someone who loved you couldn't possibly treat you the way that your partner was treating you? What was it?
In this book, The Bigamist, Mary Turner randomly got a call one day from a woman who told her that she was the other wife of her husband. This other woman had been married to him for 14 years and they had 5 children together.
And in this book, The Secret Life of Captain X, the narrator learns that her husband has been involved in a secret prostitution ring throughout their entire marriage. Something happened to bring you here, to the internet, reading articles, searching for answers. That was actually the first stage of leaving the relationship, only you didn't know it at the time.
I know what happened next. The narcissist came back to you with an explanation for what happened, an answer for everything, and that's where the painful journey begins. In 1957, a psychologist named Leon Festinger studied a group of people who were convinced that an apocalypse was coming and UFOs were going to visit and take them away. The members of the group sold all of their possessions and waited on a mountaintop on the designated day of the apocalypse for the alien visitors to arrive and to save them. The next day, when the UFOs didn't come, surprisingly, instead of giving up their beliefs, some of the group members were even more firm believers than they had been before. They believed that the aliens had been so pleased with their faith, the earth had been spared. In other words, they had reconciled their belief in the impending apocalypse with the fact that it didn't come by creating a new supporting belief for the original one, so they didn't have to give it up. Festinger called this psychological phenomenon cognitive dissonance. That just means that we cannot hold 2 opposing ideas in our mind at the same time.
When we're confronted with evidence that conflicts with our beliefs, or our own actions conflict with our beliefs, we must resolve the conflict because it often results in anxiety. Our reality must align in order to resolve that anxiety. It's easier to dismiss new knowledge than change an old habit or change a belief we've held for a long time. Smokers who are worried about the fact that smoking causes cancer might tell themselves, "I'll quit tomorrow. I deserve to have this one cigarette. I don't inhale." So it's natural, it is human, for us to give the benefit of the doubt to someone who has already provided ahead of time a positive impression of themselves inside or outside romantic relationships. So let me show you some examples.
Elizabeth Holmes founded a company called Theranos in the mid-2000s that claimed to be able to completely revolutionize blood testing by drawing massive amounts of data from just a few drops of blood. She was able to drum up so much excitement for her idea that she attracted investments from Henry Kissinger, James Mattis, and Bill Clinton. She soon became the youngest female self-made billionaire. With no medical training, she was heralded as a genius. By 2016, the news broke that investors had been defrauded.
You want it to be true so badly. And even for me, I was working with these devices every single day, and she could still kind of convince me. When I think back on those conversations, I just think, like, how did she do that?
You kind of start to believe that maybe you're the one who's crazy, right? Because everyone else thinks this woman's great, everyone else wants to throw money at her, wants to be on board with this, and wants to be a part of it.
And what about Billy McFarland? Billy is currently in federal prison for wire fraud after orchestrating the Fyre Festival fiasco. In 2016, McFarland used social media to promote what was supposed to be the most luxurious music festival of all time. He claimed it would be held on an island formerly owned by Pablo Escobar, and that attendees would be cavorting with supermodels, staying in luxury villas or on yachts, eating food prepared by celebrity chefs, and participating in a $1 million treasure hunt.
When the festival attendees began to arrive, this is what they were greeted with. Needless to say, there were no celebrity chefs, and there were no supermodels.
There's so much momentum, so much money, so much force behind everything that it's like, this train's not stopping. You can say in hindsight, this is very easily a fraud, but there's a point at which I questioned, like, am I wrong? Am I crazy?
Maria Konnikova has studied con artists extensively. Here's what she has to say about them. They look into your soul, they see what you're missing, and they take advantage of that. The most surprising thing about them is how normal and likable they are. For a con artist, deception is a constant practice. A con artist would be able to pass a lie detector test with flying colors. They aren't delusional. They're doing it very deliberately.
So, what can we say about people who come back to us and have a, quote, answer for everything, and our tendency to accept it? Well, the first thing we can say is that it's just normal. We really don't stand a chance.
Now wait, what I mean by normal is not to say at all that it's okay. What I mean is that the process of accepting explanations from people we know, from people we love, for aberrations in their behavior is perfectly normal. The narcissist is exploiting this natural human tendency to feel cognitive dissonance in order to gain control of us. We all make mistakes, and we all do things that we regret. When we do these things, however, we express remorse and we try not to do them again. That's the hardest thing about being with a narcissist, is accepting, however, that when they offer these explanations aren't real, and they don't intend to change their behavior. When we are faced with someone who behaves this way, it's alien to us and we have no idea what's going on. It's baffling how someone could know they are hurting us and refuse to stop, or repeatedly insist they are not hurting us, and yet also insist that they love us.
Something inside of us knows we are being abused and exploited and tries again and again to get the narcissist to stop behaving this way, and the narcissist will not. And we get split in two, the two mindsets competing with one another for dominance in our reality, the narcissist version of events and our own in which we are being exploited.
It's like having invisible chains wrapped around our throat. Is this what the world looks like to you now? You want to leave, but you don't. You want the narcissist to release you, but you need the narcissist to make the world make sense for you again. You're in a funhouse where the world is distorted. This is cognitive dissonance that cannot be resolved. The narcissist will never resolve it for you. The narcissist will never release you. You have to release yourself. Eventually, you have to grab onto that side of yourself that knows you're dying inside. You have to resolve the cognitive dissonance in favor of yourself so you can walk away. So, 5 stages. Leaving. You can do it. I believe in you.